to the quarantine transformation. Before we start today's session, we are going to start with a test to see the flexibility in the upper part of the body. So what we are going to do, we are going to lock the fingers at the back. What you will do, you will get your right arm up, left hand at the back, try and create the lock. So my right has gone up and left is at the bottom, and as you can see, I am not able to lock it. Release, do the same thing with the left arm going up and the right arm in. So in this also you can see that I am not able to lock the area. So you check and you will know that one arm is more flexible compared to the other one. So check it out and just keep it in your mind, and we'll come back to this again. So as you would have understood by now, today's focus is on stretching the upper part of the body. The warm-up, we can say warm-up, or also the stretches for any kind of problem associated with frozen shoulder, tight shoulder, with cervical spondylosis, with tight neck, upper back stiffness. All those stretches are going to help a lot. It is also going to help you in joint mobility, so your wrist, your elbow, all those things, all those areas will get well lubricated when we do these stretches. All these problems which I just spoke about is very common. It's not common only with the people who are in the corporate work, like they are constantly sitting in front of the laptop with the cell phone, but it is equally applicable for the kids who are studying all the time on the desk. They are with the cell phone, the housewives, even the maids, because the cell phone has become such an integral part of life. Maybe we can live without everything, but not without cell phone. As a result, you would have seen that, it's very rare you would have seen somebody working on the cell phone keeping it like this. We don't. We are always like this, and when we type, specifically this is what we do, type on the cell phone. As a result of that, what happens, the frontal part of your spine is compressed and the back part of your spine is in lengthening mode. So this area becomes very stiff and the upper back becomes very weak. Your shoulders have a tendency to just lean forward, just droop forward. This starts squeezing your lungs. So you are not able to breathe to the full capacity. As a result, you are not able to reach at the bottom layer of your lungs where we have the maximum exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So these practices will also help in opening up your chest and stretching this whole area. So let's start with the stretches. The first one, we will create a hook. This is the hook, okay? This is what I am doing. Bring it close to the chest and get your elbows apart as possible. When you are getting your elbows apart, your spine is tall, and you will realize that this part of your body is also getting apart and stretched apart as much as possible. Lengthening of the spine is holding your body tall. So this is what we are doing, hold it tall. Your shoulders are getting away from each other, also your shoulder blades are also stretched apart. We will hold it for 10 count, your tummy is in, don't hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you are really doing it well, you will feel good stretch in your pectoralis muscles and good opening in the arms. The next one, same thing, but what we are doing, we are changing the lock so that we don't create imbalance. When we are constantly working with one lock, somewhere on a very subtle level, we start creating imbalance on the muscular level, and we may not know the effect right now, but over a period of time that starts showing into the structural changes, and that leads to a lot of problems. So this was the first lock. The second lock is this one. Again, elbows are apart, your core is active. So this area you have lifted up. Move your right elbow out to the right and your head to the left. Again, slowly. When I am moving my left elbow out to the left, what am I doing? Basically, I am pulling this left fingers to the left side, see, this way. Hold tall, 1 over. Again, when I am going to the right, I am pulling these fingers out to the right for optimal stretch and strengthening. again out, 2 rounds over, pull, pull, 3 rounds, pull, pull, 4 rounds, out, out, 5 rounds. By doing this, you know, the first movement was completely on stretching and strengthening your arms. By doing this, and if you've really done it well, you'd have felt this whole area. So basically you will see the combination of movements we are going to do. It is working in all these areas one at a time from different angle. Again, we change the lock. This is the third movement. Hold, lock, elbows apart. When you're stretching your elbows apart, all these areas are completely engaged. You should feel your muscles. So this is also a part of strength building. You have any kind of arthritis problem, this is good joint movement as well. Spine tall. What am I doing? Inhaling, going out and up. At this point, pull it further up. See, when I'm raising it further up, what did I do basically? I lifted this area. So I'm going further up, tall, tall, as tall as possible. There is slight curvature in my lower back, so I will tuck my navel in, tall, and then push the arms at the back, elbows are apart, and push it at the back. You are getting your shoulder blades close to each other. The most critical part, when we do this, the head has a tendency to go forward. Try and keep your head just above your neck, and that's a very important point, so make sure you don't miss it. If you miss it, that will lead to neck pain. Up, tall, forward, 1. It's like a rolling effect. Up, inhale, tall, exhale, elbows apart. Up, exhale, 2. I'll show it from the back also. We are going to do 5 rounds so that you can understand how the back muscles are getting involved. So, inhale, up, back, up, down, 3 rounds over. Inhale, up, tall and back, up, 4 rounds over, and the last one, up, back, up and forward. So this was movement number 3. We have started working deeply in this area and the upper back area. Moving to movement 4. So this was my lock. I'm changing it again to make sure I have equal muscular engagement from both the sides. So this is what I'm doing. My elbows are apart again. Again, inhale, up, tall. When you're going up, literally you feel the extension from here. And at this point, the extension will happen from the back part, just behind this area. Inhale, up, tall, back and out. Now what you're doing, you are again using right fingers to pull it down and get your right elbow towards the floor and the left elbow up to the ceiling. So tall and see. Now we are working predominantly on the scapula. So tall, this way, down. Pull it down as much as you can. Look at the left side. Don't allow your spine to collapse, to go forward or backward. Hold it tall. Tall to the right. 1. 2. 3. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 4. Once I want to show from the back also so that you can understand what are the back muscles or how is the engagement of the back muscles. So the 5th round, tall, pull down as much as possible, elbow is rolling back and going up, this way, up, tall, and release. So we did 4 movements. The last movement is actually a combination of all the 4 movements. So again, I will change the lock, pull the arms apart, your spine is tall, I'm moving the right elbow out to the right, so feel this whole area and the sides basically out, and then the elbow goes up at the back, to the left, up and in front. 1, go, roll. Make sure your head should not move. 2, up, 3, up, 4, 5. Change the lock, going up to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This, the fifth movement, is a beautiful stretch and also a process of strength building. You can do it anytime, anywhere. You can take a quick few seconds break and do it in your office, on your desk, anytime, and this will really keep your spine tall and a good increase the blood flow in the chest area and keep your lungs very active and healthy. Now a lot of athletes, like those who are working, like the people, the runners, the people who are playing tennis and all, for all of those this becomes very tight when they do these stretches. This is very good for them also. Now coming back to the first challenge which we are doing, let's see where have we reached. So again, go and see if you can touch. So for me, I'm close to that, but I'm still not able to get the hook. So we will do a slight warm up on that also before we can actually lock it. So what we are going to do, up and 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. So now let me try if I can. So like you can see, still I'm not very easily able to hold it. So I will try and walk to get hold of this. Once I can get hold of this, I will align my core muscles and be there. And release. With the other arm, tall, left arm up, hold and up, tall, hold it and release. Just in case, if you're not able to get hold of your fingers, even with this, you can use a dupatta or a belt, or if you have the yoga belt at home, you can use any of those and you can just use it. So I'm just going to show you with the belt, which is like available easily. Anything will do. So use a belt. You have taken a belt which is commonly available. I mean, we are trying to use every single thing which is available at home. So suppose when I'm trying to do that, this one, and I'm not able to touch. So what will I do? I will hold the belt over here. See, I will go like this, and then I will try and walk my fingers up as much as possible. And once I think this is my final walk, I will get my arms up this way. So keep walking as much as possible this way. So the one area you will feel when you're using the belt, in fact this area, this is so tight because it is always in a collapsing mode, and you will feel, some of you might feel that it is stretching apart as if it is going to tear. But I'm very sure when you did all these stretches, if you have done doing these stretches with me, compared to the first lock which we were trying at the back, this would have improved a lot. And you would have also known by now that which arm is more flexible than the other. So you need to work on that. The arm which is not very flexible, you need to increase the number of practice in that area compared to the one which is flexible. So this was kind of warming up our upper body stretch. The next one, we are starting with Surya Namaskar. We had started with, okay, before we go into Surya Namaskar, I want to take you into Tadasana. So the first Tadasana, I'm going to do against the wall. Anybody who's frail, who's weak, and they're scared of balance in the middle, they can go with the wall, and then I will also come in the middle. That will add a little bit of challenge of balancing. So we will do both, and then we will move into Surya Namaskar. So let's get into Tadasana first. So I'm going to show the Tadasana with the wall. stay close to the wall. Approximately maybe half a foot apart away from the wall. Your arms are up. This itself is a good stretch, whenever you get time. For many of you, if the arms are tight, you will feel you're not able to stretch it up. So what we are going to do, now we're trying to get as close as possible to the wall, and palms are walking up as much as possible. So you walk your fingers up, walk it up, walk it up. Once you think this is your final walk, you will come on the toes, go on the toes. Now if you can see my hips, I'm squeezing my hips as much as possible so that I can create a lock. This lock is really important. Tall. Now what am I trying to do? I'll have to lengthen my body. In Tadasana, it's like a tad, you're standing like a tad. So I'm lengthening my body. So what will I do? Holding on to my fingers wherever it is, I'll try and get my heel down. In the process, you will end up stretching your hamstrings and the calf muscle. And you will maintain, or you will increase the length of the body. So this position, hold the lock of the fingers and try and get your heels down. It may not be a very easy job, but do that. Squeeze your hips and be there for some time. Your abdomen is tucked in, your breathing is normal. We are going to be here for 10 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. You can start with the wall and then we can come in the middle. Now, Vedant, okay, so in the middle you need a lot of balance in the middle. Also, you have to check for the concentration. So, I'm going to show from here so that I can come in the camera. What we have to do, you can keep your feet together or slightly apart as per your comfort. Feet together will be more demanding on balancing, apart will be more comfortable. You make your own call as per your comfort. You can keep your hands on the waist, and the first thing we are going to do, leaning slightly forward to come on the toes, and we will go up. I'm locking this area completely and I've locked my hips completely. Tall. Keep lengthening as much as possible. Once you are comfortable in this position, you raise your arms up, tall. Interlace your fingers and go further up as much as possible. Tuck your tummy in. We will hold it for 10 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly release with exhalation. Relax, hands on the waist, and slowly go down. See, I have only gone for 10 count. You can always increase the number of. So yesterday we had started with Surya Namaskar, and I will have a very quick review of Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is going to be an integral part of your daily practice. It's really important, and you will realize the value of Surya Namaskar on your body and mind maybe towards the end of the program. So we have to make sure that when we complete this program, there is one thing at least we take it completely from this program. So I'll have a quick review with Priya. I had shown it yesterday. I'll do it again, and then we will go with together with slow 10 rounds of Surya Namaskar. So we are starting with position number 1. It's a quick review. In Namaste, palms are pressed together, especially the heels of the palms as much as possible, elbows apart. When you do that, you start working on strengthening this area. You are pressing your palms firmly, pressing it together, you move it in front as much as possible. So when you go further out in front, it rolls out. What do we have to do? We have to roll it back like how Priya did it to push it back into the socket. Now maintaining the length of the arm, inhale and go up, tall. So you're opening up from this area, taller and taller as much as possible. Make sure your body is straight, you're looking in front. Now we are moving into position number 2, which is actually Urdhva Hastasana. So you start opening up. It is a backward bend. You don't strain your lower back. So generally what people do, they drop their lower back. Drop your lower back, how people go? Generally how people go to a back bend, this is what they do. They put all the pressure over here and also bend your knees a little bit. No, this softly, yes, this is what they do. And this is a problem. This leads to back pain, we don't want this. So we have to make sure that the legs are straight completely. This is the base position. And then you squeeze your hips. You squeeze, you lock this area completely along with your hips. You lengthen the area from the navel to the area below the chest, push it out and stretch the chest up. See, and now at the end, push, just pop it out as much as possible. Automatically the arms will go up and try and keep your, like the heels of the palms together, chin slightly up. Pull yourself up as much as possible, press your heels down. This is the lengthening position and this is the backward bend. This is position number 2. You will go into the position with inhalation and maybe if you try to go further back, that will be with exhalation. Moving to position number 3, which is Uttanasana, tuck it in. See, tuck it in. This is the movement. Tuck it in. This is the movement. It is coming close to the stomach. Palms are down by the side of your body. Try and roll it in. As like this is what Priya did for lengthening the position. Roll it in as if you are trying to rest the upper part of your body on the lower part of the body. Now anybody who's got any kind of back pain, sciatica, slip disc, while going forward, make sure you keep your knees soft so that you don't strain your back. Still, if you feel any kind of discomfort, don't do this posture, avoid it. Make sure that you take care of your health. We are moving into position number 4, which is Ashwasanchalana, and that will happen with inhalation. So get your right leg at the back as much as possible, back, and lengthen it. So I'm pushing it further back for the lengthening effect. In this one, your hips have to be in one line. This is a strength building, asymmetrical posture, working on strengthening the thigh which is in front, lengthening the thigh as well as hamstrings at the back. Your shoulders are in one line. You are lengthening there is vertical extension. So tuck your navel in and start lengthening to separate your chest from the thigh. Keep adjusting, open up your chest, widen your chest. They are also working on the pectoralis muscle. This is position number 4. Moving into position number 5, the left leg goes back, tall, yes. Slowly start pushing your heels down. So even if your heels are touching the floor, push it, like dig it into the floor. When you do that, you are working on stretching your calf muscles. So this is a very good opening for your hamstrings, for the gluteal openings, for the upper back opening. You keep pushing your chest in. Make sure there is no strain on the elbow as that will create a joint problem. We don't want that. So what you are doing basically, you are pushing your body in and pushing your shoulders up to the ceiling as much as possible. This whole area is engaged, your arms are engaged. See, the fingers are stretched out completely. Push it down as much as possible. Hold it there. Tuck your tummy in. The gap between your arms are shoulder width apart. The gap between your feet is hip width apart. Make sure that the heels are slightly out and you press the outer edges of the foot on the floor. This is position number 5, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, commonly known as dog pose, and it's a very popular practice today as it has got tremendous benefits. We are moving into position number 6. For that, we start getting the heels up as much as possible. You're almost on the toes. Remember, when you do that, this area is absolutely activated, and this is very important part also when you get into plank position and all for strength building. So we are moving into the plank. What we are doing, we are holding on to this position and we are pushing this position to the chest. This one. So this is locked completely. Like I can feel Priya's abdominal area, the core, which is absolutely tight. Look straight. This is kind of plank position. Exhale, knees on the floor, and exhale. See, the folding of the elbow is facing the front, chest and chin on the floor. See, elbows are close to the body. This is position number 6 called Ashtanga Surya Namaskar, meaning you are doing sun salutation with 8 parts of your body. What are those 8 parts? Your feet, 2, your knees 4, your palms 6, your chest 7, and the chin 8. Now this is position number 6, a very good one for strength building. This is kind of push-up. So you work a lot on strength building of the arms and the core. Now the next one will go slow. So first thing, toes out. This is very important. If you don't do it right, a lot of people end up with back pain in this posture. So your toes are sliding out, locked. Now 2 things will happen simultaneously. You will slide your pelvic area in front, and simultaneously when you do that, you will start rolling the shoulders at the back, and you are using the back deep muscles to pull yourself up so that there is no pressure on the lower back. Hips are tight completely, hold on to that. You can get your arms straight if you want to, if not, absolutely fine. But at any cost, you should not feel any strain on the lower back. This is the position. So this is a tall position. When you do that, you will feel very good stretch of the core. This whole area is locked. This is position number 7, the classical yoga posture, Bhujangasana. Modify this as per your comfort, don't push too much. Exhale, we are moving into position number 8. Now from this onward, till position number 7, these were all independent postures. Now we are repeating the postures in reverse order. So this is position number 8, Adho Mukha Svanasana, which we have done already. In position number 9, we get the right leg forward, because in position number 4, we had got the right leg back. So make sure the leg which goes back in position number 4, the same leg comes forward in position number 9. This is Ashvasanchalanasana. Exhale, position number 10, Uttanasana. Position number 11, we are moving into, one second, Urdhva Hastasana. It's very important how do you move into position number 11 so that you can engage your core. So interlace your fingers first and you start walking out. See. So wait, so you are lengthening this whole area. Once you are almost around 30-40 degree off the floor, you push your tummy slightly at the back, she did that, and roll from here. So you are using your core predominantly to raise your arms up. See. So if you can see how she has engaged her hips and the core, and I can feel how it is engaged, taller, as tall as possible, up, and we are moving into position number 11, hips tight, up, tall. Feel the length of your body as much as possible, and then relax to position number 12. That is Namaskarasana. So this was just for review. From now onward, we won't do the review because you have to keep picking it up so that we can move forward. So today we are going to do 10 Surya Namaskar at a moderate speed. Those who are very much used to Surya Namaskar, they can go with more numbers of Surya Namaskar, because we have a broader audience, we want to go slow. So we are starting with Surya Namaskar. Make sure you keep alternating the legs. I will also give the instruction for the inhalation and exhalation. Make sure you inhale and exhale as directed so that you don't strain yourself. If you don't inhale and exhale properly, you will go out of breath, and that will tire you, and the whole effect will be depleted. So we are starting. Position number 1, inhale, exhale. Inhale, right leg at the back, exhale. Inhale, go forward, knees, chest and chin on the floor. 6, inhale, up, 7, exhale. 8, right leg had gone back, right will come forward. 9, exhale. 10, inhale, up. 11, exhale. 12, that was one Surya Namaskar. Moving to the second one, inhale up, exhale down, inhale left leg back, exhale right leg back, inhale, move your body weight forward, exhale, knees, chest and chin on the floor, inhale up, exhale in, inhale left leg forward, exhale right leg forward, inhale up tall and release, 2 over, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Fourth one, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, stretch as much as possible, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 over, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 7 over, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many did we do? 8 over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 9 over. The last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale and exhale. We finished our first 10 Surya Namaskar. It's very important you remember few points in Surya Namaskar. Your breathing pattern, which I had been counting. So remember, how do you have to breathe? If you have any kind of confusion, you can go on my video on YouTube how to do Surya Namaskar, and that is a detailed one. So you can just look at that. The leg which goes back in position number 4, the same leg needs to come forward in position number 9. Also, you keep alternating your legs. Now, at times people forget, how to remember which leg to go back and which to come forward. You can do two things. One is that if you have to do 10 Surya Namaskar, first 5 Surya Namaskar you can only work with the right leg, and next 5 only with the left leg. Or you can give a count, so maybe all odd number to the right leg, all even number to the left leg. So in this way, try and remember what is the best way so that you remember and you don't miss on that. Now we finished with Surya Namaskar. The next posture which we are going to do is a twisting movement. It is a spinal twist, and I added this posture specifically because we did a lot of upper body stretch. We did Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is a beautiful combination of forward and backward bend. Upper back stretches we have done. Now what we need to do, we need to add few postures in which we work on twisting of the spine and work on the lateral stretch as well. We haven't done that, and that the moment we do that, it will be a complete practice in itself. So the next practice, we are going to do a spinal twist in sitting position. So we'll assume a sitting position. Our next two postures are spinal twist, one in the sitting position and the other one in the lying down position, so that we make sure that we have covered each and every part of the body, and also by the time we close this program, there is no strain in any of the joints. So the first one is sitting stretch, and which is a very common practice. We will get the legs straight in front, tummy in, hold on to that. What we are going to do, bend the right knee, bring the heel close to the hip as much as possible, and when you do that, generally this is what happens when people do that, because their core, and somebody had asked me a question yesterday, ma'am, can you define core? And I will do that when we come on that section, but for time being, I'm talking about this area. Just think that, lengthen this area. When you lengthen this area, you really work on strengthening that and lock. So this is kind of sitting Pavan Muktasana. See, this itself will give a lot of opening to your spine. You will start feeling taller. Hold on to that, and then what we are going to do, right hand is at the back, open up your chest. If you can just do this, hold on to the outer side of the knee with the left palm and pull it in. So I'm just opening up my chest, see, as much as possible to the right side. And when you try to do that, you will feel this whole area. You're working on giving a very good massage to your digestive system. You're working on your spleen, on your pancreas. Okay, this is the base position. If you're still comfortable, arm up, and bring it in. So you are pushing your elbow against the bent knee and the knee against the elbow. In this process of like kind of tug of war, you will start twisting the whole of the lower back and giving a very good massage to this whole area. See, you can use your right hand to pull the chest further out. I have got my armpit almost close to the knee. Now if you look at my position, in the process of doing that, the heel came out, so I will push the heel in. And the moment I do that, that will massage the left side of my abdominal area very well. Now push the knee, leg straight. Press your right foot, hold the palms together, look straight. As much as possible, hold it. This is a very good stretch for any kind of back pain. Go slowly, don't push too much. Anyone who has got diabetes, because it gives a good massage to your pancreas, to your spleen and all, any kind of problem connected with reproductive area, with digestion and all, this is a very good practice. So every day make sure by the end of the day you do this practice so that you can keep the health of your back intact. You can be here with normal breathing, say for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, if you are comfortable maybe 1 minute, hold. If you want to add more challenge, press your palms together. See. Make sure that this doesn't collapse and release and relax completely. Now anybody who has got any kind of knee pain, be very gentle in bending the knee. Don't bring it so close, keep it slightly apart so that you are safe, you are not straining your knee. You will need to repeat the same thing in the other side, okay? And you will need to hold it for the equal length of time. Now the second practice will be a lying down practice. Again, we are working on the lower back and also on the opening of the chest and the upper back at the back. So let's get into Uttan Vakrasana. Moving into Uttan Vakrasana, this is a lying down position. I will interlace my fingers and place it beneath my head and try and push the elbows down this way. My hips goes off slowly and I will shift my hips out to the right side and place it on the floor. Now the knees are on the chest as much as possible. Try and push it in and then bring your knees close to the left armpit. Simultaneously, you are also turning your head to the right side. Press your feet down on the floor, press your elbows down on the floor. Your throat muscles are relaxed, you can go with deep breathing. Be there for a good 1 minute, 2 minutes as per your comfort. You can go with deep breathing if you want. This is one of the most recommended practice for back pain, for opening up of the chest, for sciatica, for slip disc. The most important part to remember in this practice is that you don't strain your throat area. Generally we start straining the throat area and that starts adding on to the stress instead of giving release to the whole practice. So make sure you don't strain your neck. Come back, bring your thighs to the chest, feet on the floor, hips goes up again, slide it out to the left on the floor, knees to the chest as much as possible and pushing it down to the chest, bring it on the floor. Your head is out to the left side. Now for some of you it might happen that you may not be able to keep this elbow down only because this area is tight. You can always release it, you can roll it back and bring it here. Or what you can do, you can actually push your right shoulder more towards the right knee and that will push your left shoulder down. So if I want more control on the left shoulder, I'm actually sliding my right shoulder out. See, this way, this movement. Be there for equal length of time. Come back in the middle and release. Turn to one side, sit and come up. It's very important how you get off the position, especially if anybody has got any kind of back pain, sciatica, slip disc. If you try and get up straight, you will end up with back pain. So make sure you definitely don't do that. We had started with Kapalbhati yesterday, and I have actually given detailed description of Kapalbhati. If you want to know more, you can go to my yesterday video, or you can check my specific video on my YouTube on Kapalbhati. The most important requirement for any breathing or pranayam is to keep your spine tall and neutral. Now, you really need a very strong abdominal area, the core area, and the back for holding your spine tall. If it is not strong, you can actually use a brick. If you have something like that, it's very easily available. The moment you sit on that, that will give height to your spine, and you can actually start training your spine to be tall. So like Priya is using the brick, and you can see how suddenly you can see the length of the spine. See. Also, like if your knee is kind of creating any kind of stress, if you take some height, it will help to keep your knee soft. And also when you are on a height or even in this position, and if there is any stress on the knee, you can put something below knee so that it is relaxed. If you have any kind of knee problem, you can keep it straight. You can do that on the chair, sitting, but keep your spine tall. So we are starting with Kapalbhati. Today we are going to do 3 rounds of Kapalbhati. The first round, when we start, you will do as per your comfort. What is important to do in Kapalbhati is that when you do, you will remember, you will start counting how many strokes, and you will stop when you think no, it is too much. You need to remember how many strokes you had in the first Kapalbhati, because everybody will have different count. Some are used to, some are not used to, and that will be your base, and we will start building up on that. So check your spine tall, inhale, elevate your chest, lock it, and go on exhaling. When you exhale, focus over here. It is the abdominal area which is doing the job, because it is an abdominal breathing, but your focus of the stroke is over here, so that you can hold it tall. Inhale, relax. So as I was counting my strokes, and you were also supposed to count, I had 90 strokes. So whatever is your strokes, the number of strokes, you need to remember that. The next 2 rounds we are going to go with the timing, and I will set the timing for 1 minute. So we will perform for 1 minute and see in 1 minute how many you can perform. If you are not able to continue up to 1 minute, take a break and keep coming back. Remember the number of strokes. So we will do 2 rounds of Kapalbhati with the count. So I'm just setting up the timer for 1 minute. What you have to do, you just have to check how many strokes in 1 minute. No hurry please, within your capacity. So I'm starting. Inhale, elevate your chest, lock it and lock the chest, not your breath, and go on exhaling. For me it was approximately 130 count. You have to go only with your count. Remember, this is your journey. There is no competition, and whatever is the count, we have to build upon that. Also, you would have seen during Kapalbhati, from Nayana Mudra, I moved to this position. And one of the reasons for moving into this position was that I wanted to show that if you're not able to sit for a longer period of time with your spine in neutral position, hold on to your knee and get your spine tall. As I had spoken about, whenever you finish your Kapalbhati, there will be automatic breath retention. So even if it is not happening right now, be aware of that and take a pause to understand what is happening after Kapalbhati. We are going with the third round, and again for 1 minute. So get ready, your spine tall. Inhale, elevate your chest. This was the third round of Kapalbhati. Ideally, it is said the standard count between in 1 minute is somewhere around 100 to 120. But remember, you see what you are comfortable at that, and you can go on building on that. And we'll talk later when we carry on with Kapalbhati. The next practice, we had started yesterday with abdominal breathing, so we'll go with 5 rounds of abdominal breathing, and we will also move into thoracic breathing today, and we'll get into combining these two as we are preparing towards proper breathing and pranayam. This is one of the prerequisites for that. So 5 rounds of abdominal breathing. When we are inhaling, the abdomen, you are the air is going in and the air is pushing your abdomen out so that the navel goes out to the highest point. 5 rounds. This was 5 rounds. Go very slow so that you don't have to push yourself. We have to build up, and we don't have to use power for this one, but we have to build up the prana, we have to work on strengthening those muscular areas which are involved in breathing. Now in yogic text, most of the time we keep on reading that abdominal breathing is really the best one, because and the example which is given is that of the Vidu, वो एक तो आवाज़ कर रहा है, वो बहुत डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है बेटा. Okay, one of the very common example which is common across all many yoga texts and many of the yoga practitioners, they talk about that you should breathe like a baby. Agree, and that talks about abdominal breathing. The only thing I realized, when you only do abdominal breathing, not as a baby but as an adult, it might lead to back pain. Now when the babies are breathing and when the abdomen is soft and going up and down, they are lying on the floor. And also for the baby, the curvature is not yet created in the spine. The spine is only like one line. As we start growing, we have different curves in the spine. So when we only go with abdominal breathing, when the abdomen goes out, when you push it out, somewhere on a very subtle level it also pushes your lower back in front, and when you are continuously doing that, you end up with lower back pain. So it's very important to engage your thoracic area so that you hold on to the whole of the spine and you start expanding more with your inhalation and eliminating more carbon dioxide with your exhalation. So you are only starting with 5 rounds of abdominal with the chest breathing, which is also called intercostal breathing, middle breathing and thoracic breathing. What we are going to do, when we are inhaling, expand your chest out and up, and when you are exhaling, bring it back to its original position. So we will do 5 rounds of that. This was segmented thoracic breathing. The next what we are going to do, basically we are in the process of preparing for yogic breathing. We are only combining the abdominal breathing and the chest breathing. So what will you do, when you inhale, you expand your abdomen to the highest point and then expand your chest to the highest point. And when you exhale, you relax your chest first and then your abdomen, and we are going to do 5 rounds with that. Initially, try and divide your inhalation and exhalation half into abdomen and half into the chest. This was 5 rounds of abdomen and thoracic breathing combined together. Now your task for tomorrow, when you practice this today, you'll have to see whether your inhalation is longer or the exhalation is longer, because we are going to get into yogic breathing tomorrow, and then we will talk about the ratio of the inhalation and exhalation as a part of respiration and as a part of yogic practice. So make sure you watch that and you practice and you make a note of that. If you want, you can post it in the comment box and I will get back to you. So we are closing the session for today, and you have any question, any query, you can always write it in the comment box and I will get back to you. And I would really love to know how are you feeling with the practices. So keep practicing and be happy, be safe. I'll see you tomorrow on the mat. Namaste.